Hi folks, this is my 1965 vintage Airstream Land Yacht Tradewind 24 that I just picked up a few weeks ago. Bought it from a guy up in Hiawassee, Georgia. It was built in Decatur, Alabama in 1964, 1965, somewhere around there. And it's lived most of its life in the South, from what I can tell. It may have had a stint in North Carolina. But just thought I'd take you on a walk-around tour of it. I am going to be doing some preservation, eventually some more restoration to the trailer. Going to do some preservation just to get it camp ready so we can start using it and trying it out, and then I'll do some renovations over time. So this is the front of the camper. All the windows are plexiglass. They've been replaced. The seals are kind of rough. As you can see, there's some rust on the tongue. I plan on taking that down with a wire brush and then painting it with some gray porch paint or something, probably metal paint that'll adhere well to the metal. You'll see on the front, you also have the original levelers on there, the little eagles, and right now it's not level side to side, but I did level it length to length, end to end. This is the propane system. As far as I know, it's not operative. It needs full inspection. They had pulled out the two-way refrigerator, so and when I went in and pulled out the electric fridge they put in there, I didn't see any propane hookups, so definitely have to go through that. Excuse me. You'll see it has the original radio antenna on there as well. Here's the filler for the water tank. I did loosen this up and got to where it opens pretty easily now. The plumbing on the camper is not operative. It has to be redone, so I know that. So both propane and water needs to be redone. The electrical is supposed to work, and there's a new air conditioning system on it as well. You can see it's got quite a bit of oxidation. You've got the marker lights that have a lot of sealant on them, and the door doesn't quite fit well, but the seals are really worn out. I'm going to fix those. I'm hoping that it's not going to leak. It doesn't appear to be leaking at all since I've had it. Once again, I've had it for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to be working on the windows. It's probably one of the first things to do. I've always been told the first thing is to make sure that you seal the camper so it's not leaking, and then work on the systems. And so for me, it's going to be sealing the camper, making sure it's not leaking, and then just going through the electrical system to make sure that's working. And then the propane and water I'll probably do later. You can always just bring water with me, in a thermos or something. And then I have a small butane stove that also runs on propane that I can bring to use for heating things. So as you can see, here's the other load leveler. It's got the original hinge as well on the door. You can see it's pretty level there. And the wheels and tires were replaced not too long ago. And you see in the front there, that's a new hub. The rest of the hubs are older. And I noticed that the older hubs with the new wheels, it seems like the lug nuts aren't down as much as I would expect. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a concern I have, and may encourage me to get the hubs replaced, the other three, sooner than later. You can see on the top we've got new vents that were installed, the new air conditioner, and then there's also a new skylight up there as well. And to continue the walk around, go around here to the rear of the camper, and you see there's quite a bit of rust on the rear bumper, and the rear taillight housings did have cracks and holes. I've temporarily put duct tape over those. So far it's sealed it pretty well, but the plan will be to order some new ones from Vintage Trailer Supply or another source, and get those installed, or install them myself with some help. I know you have to do it from the inside and pull the skin, so I'll probably keep it duct taped for a while. This back door, the one-stop service thing appears to be screwed shut, so one of the first things I'll do also is to pop that off and inspect the electrical and see what the state of the power converter is. If you saw my interior walkthrough, you saw that there was like a DeWalt jump starter power source in there. They were using, I think, to get 12 volts. So definitely need to sort that out. It's the top of the camper. It's got quite a bit of oxidation, but you know, once again, it's a 1965, so it's something that I'll probably do last, is to sort out getting the clear coat taken off and get it polished. This is the hatch for that rear storage area. You can see the latches are missing off the back, and only part of the hinge is there. So that hinge is just really bent metal, so I think I could probably fabricate something there. I may take off that door and kind of straighten it out if I can. So, or I may replace it with another piece of aluminum. Excuse me. And then that looks like a drain point, as well as the black tank pumping valve there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about toilet in here. I might do a composting toilet. I might do one of those chemical toilets that's standalone. Or I may try to get the original working. I'm still thinking that through. This is the hot water heater. It's kind of exposed. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that, but that's something I'm going to have to figure out as well. Let's see. As you can see, I don't know if it's clear, but there's a lot of sealant on all the seams, and I'm not sure if that's the right stuff and whether all that has to come off. But as I said, the main thing is making sure it's not leaking. And so far I've had some pretty heavy rain, and there was only a small leak actually right behind here, which might mean it's that marker light, or it could be that exhaust stack on the top leaking, so I'll check that as well. These access doors, I don't have the keys for them, so I need to figure out how you unlock or at least break those free in order to put in new latches and locks that are, I'm going to get a set that are keyed the same for all of the exterior door panels. Got some more windows up here. And once again, these are mostly all plexiglass, and the seals are pretty rough. You can see on this one, it's all just coming off, and all that stuff's available aftermarket. So I'm going to be putting in a big order at Vintage Trailer Supply soon. And then you got the heater here. As I said in the interior walkthrough, I'm not sure I'm going to keep a heater built in with the propane. I may just go with a buddy heater or two buddy heaters and just only keep them in there when it's cold and I'm camping in the cold. And then I think it's just simpler for me not have to worry about another propane system that could potentially leak, and you know, there's the fire hazard issue as well. So another window, marker light, and that exhaust hood for the exhaust vent fan for the stoves kind of rough, and I'm gonna have to see. Not sure what that's made out of, but I'll probably remove that and clean it up and either replace it or clean it up and paint it and put it back. And that brings us back around to the front. And we've got some propane tanks on there that I had out at my campsite. I've got another camper out there that's vintage that I'm going to be working on as well. But I'm really looking forward to working on this. Once again, I said I'm going to focus on preservation, get it to where it's campable first, and then do some renovations over time. Okay, thank you. Stay tuned.